I'm still in 2019. That will be Mr. Governor, Mr. Deputy Governor, my own speaker, Mr. Speaker, honorable members here present, cabinet members, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, I greet you. The 2020 budget estimate, as you said, I must appreciate what Mr. Governor did because they brought it in good time. And Speaker Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa gave the mandate that this budget must be passed this year. That required us to, I'm sure your ESCO members can testify to it. They were there, some are there on Saturdays. I can see them laughing because they had to make time to be available Saturdays. Some came on Sunday to be able to finish this. So even though the time was a bit short, Mr. Speaker's mandate was strong, but we were very thorough. And we must, Mr. Governor, please, I must appreciate your ESCO. They were very willing, they were very cooperative. Where we felt there were issues that they need to rethink, I think they are listening here, and they have the intent of making sure Lagos gets to that greater Lagos that you are planning. I think you have a beautiful team. I must also remind us that it was Mr. Speaker made it a co-chairmanship because of the volume of work I was involved, so that we can have more hands on deck. My colleague, my senior colleague, ranking member, Honorable Rotimi Olo, his expertise, he was chairman budget in the past, so his expertise was second to none in ensuring that this job was done. And I'm sure your ESCO members can testify because the kind of questions, the angle it comes from, they know it's for the betterment of Lagos. If I may use that word. Honorable Olo, thank you very much. And by that also to all members of the Committee on Appropriation, even members of our House that were supportive, everybody played their part. And glory be to God, this budget is ready, available to be signed today. More importantly, the content of the budget, which we see is to serve Lagosians. And in every respect, like the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning mentioned, every area was touched. I was surprised that the team's agenda of His Excellency throughout the entire budget was carried through. And it meant that you people, because you prepared the budget, we just moderated to ensure that Lagosians get the best. But you've taught every single part of it, meaning that your budget spoke to your agenda for Lagos. And I think it's a very great thing that you have done there. The health sector, education sector, I was listening to His Excellency on TV yesterday. I mean, it was a combination of all the ESCO members put together, rolled into one, and he could easily do any of your jobs effectively, even better than any of you. Mr. Governor, we're very proud of you. But in conclusion, I would like to say, Lagos State, Lagosians, something great is going to happen here. This administration has promised you a greater Lagos, and you are going to see it in the footprint of time in Lagos. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, Mr. Deputy Governor, members of Lagos State House of Assembly, particularly the co-chairman, Honorable Rotimi Olo, as rightly put by Chairman House Committee on Economic Planning, the ranking member, is a four-star general in the parliamentary, Honorable Ishao, and Honorable Fatai, Honorable Luma, Honorable Nuruddin Saka, all the members of the Executive Council of Lagos State, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. Well, let me start by commending Mr. Governor and his team, for giving us a proposal that at the end of the day, we only found few things, to change, which shows that the cabinet is working, while reading the minds of the members of the House of Assembly. I think for the first time, it's a kind of budget that we didn't really do much save for scrutinizing figures, another thing I request of all the MDAs. So we appreciate you and thank you. I must not forget also to remember, my immediate constituency, all the members of Lagos State House of Assembly, members of staff. You see some of them here sitting behind the honorable members, the legal officers. If the members are not going home, they are not going home too. So, and they still have to come up with the report and everything we have talked about. So I commend all the people of Lagos State House of Assembly. By extension, those who have passed through that house. So, this, as I said, is a budget for all. It's budget, that touches all the sectors you can think of. Be you a teacher, a transporter, or anything, including students, we have something to get out of this budget. And that really gladdens our hearts to give every support to see that this budget has seen the light of the day. As I said when Mr. Governor presented the budget before the House, that is going to be a gift, a New Year gift to Lagosians. And we thank God we've been able to, maintain that stand, and we have the budget to be signed by His Excellency. Well, what I look forward to, where we all, most especially all the members of the executive, that have to be active, is the area of the revenue. For whatever we have proposed, whatever we have agreed on, whatever we have given back into, we need this money to serve this purpose. And that means you have a lot to do. This is the second time we'll be proposing 1 trillion budget. And I think we want to make this the first time that we achieve that proposal. So I'm urging you all to make sure you rise up to your responsibility and ensure that every leaking holes within all the MDAs are all blocked so we can achieve this aim. And I do not have doubts in my mind that our Mr. Governor is up to the task. So I'm congratulating the Lagosians and each one of us to look forward to a very successful and pleasant year. Thank you once again for giving me this.
Mr. Governor, may I invite the Honorable Speaker and the official for photo ops, please, to present it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for his remarks, and after that, we will proceed to the major ceremony, that is the signing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor of Lagos State. My very good friend and brother, who we have jointly agreed that we need to take the conversation of Lagos forward together, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamza. Thank you very much. The Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. For a lot of people that don't know, the Speaker is also the chairman of the Conference of Speakers in Nigeria. So he's also the Speaker of the Speakers. So he's not only leading the 40 state members alone, he's also leading all of the speakers in the country. And I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for your steadfastness and, more importantly, for your commitment to ensure that good governance and the rule of law is always things that you are particular about. I want to welcome you and thank you again. The joint chairman of the two committees that make up the Budget and Economic Planning Committee, both of them are my bros. Right? Even if he's ranking, he knows. He knows. Even if he's ranking. Honorable Rotimi Olowo, and also Honorable Engineer Bola Oishao. A lot of people didn't know he's an engineer. They all think he's a banker, but it's okay. I want to thank both of you, but I want to use both of you to thank other members of the House of Assembly, especially your colleagues that are here this morning with you. Honorable Nuruddin Saka Sholaja, Honorable Majid Fatai, and Honorable Lukman Oluwo. Thank you very much, Olumo. Thank you very much for the support you are given, Mr. Speaker, and how you continue to make your house a very vibrant house of assembly. Thank you very much. My colleagues, we really don't need to thank ourselves. We're here just to do the work. So there's really no need for us to begin to thank ourselves, but I acknowledge you. But I also acknowledge members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, who I know have worked tirelessly to ensure that the bill that we're going to accent to are done very well. All of the staff, thank you very much for working with our House of Assembly members and ensuring that they look well and they come out very, very well. And I think finally it's really to thank the gentlemen of the press for coming out in very large number today to witness this very, very important and significant event of our administration. Let me start by saying that just less than 24 hours ago, you know, I was on a hot seat in my office having an interview with Journalist Hangout. For once, I thought I was a journalist myself. But something instructive happened. They asked me a question about the budget, and that, Mr. Governor, you've sent the budget to the House and blah, blah, blah. When are they signing? When are they doing this? And they went on and on and on, very typical of gentlemen of the press. And I calmly answered them. I said that the House that I know would want to do a good job. The House that I know would want to be very thorough. So let's give them time. Let's encourage them. And I also said that I'm sure 24 hours is such a long time for anything to happen. So I'm still very hopeful that my House is very competent. And by the time we came back, after a break, they were actually the one that told me that, Mr. Governor, were you reading the Oracle that we've gotten a breaking news that the House of Assembly have just passed, you know, your budget? And what I said was that it reflects that Lagos was working, you know, and I think that's a conversation we need to take away. You know, we're on a live program. I didn't know. They even got the message before me that in truth, you know, each one of us can do our work independently and do it without fear or favor. But at the end of the day, we'll all come out very, very well. We'll all come out good, and we'll all come out ensuring that we're serving Lagosian. So, Mr. Speaker and the House, I want to thank you again. I want to thank you for making my prediction come to pass. Because I said to them that within 24 hours, something can happen. So I want to thank you. But more importantly, is really to thank my colleagues in the cabinet for your belief in our vision, for showing that tenacity that we can do it, and we can jointly bring about a positive conversation. But for me, I think the work is just started, because this will be our very first budget to demonstrate our capacity and our competence to be able to take the narrative about Lagos forward, right? And so it's a very audacious budget. It's the biggest budget. Yes, the House had actually signed a 1 trillion before, but it's not 1.168. So this is actually very audacious. But I can assure you that my colleagues are well seated, and they are fired up to ensure that we perform on this budget almost 100%. We're actually targeting to do, you know, well above 90 to track it to 100%. That's the only way we can make the House of Assembly, you know, be happy with us. But I think the happiness is not even about all of us in this room. The happiness is for the 22 million Lagosians out there who cannot be in this room, who we have both taken this decision, both at the House of Assembly and at the State Cabinet, to be able to have a positive narrative for them. Because when we build the schools, when we fix the roads, when we make the drainages work for Because when we build the schools, when we fix the roads, when we make the drainages work for them, when we make the hospitals not just a consulting room, when we make Lagos, you know, a proper tourist destination, when we make technology, you know, a way of life for Lagosians, when we ensure that health is under the universal health coverage, we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the teeming Lagosians who do not have a voice, but this is their voice. So it's only when we implement this that they will properly have a voice. And that's why I want to say to the teeming Lagosians that you have given us the this humble position to be able to represent you and to be able to take the conversations of your life forward. And we can assure you that in year 2020, not only will we be passing this budget, we'll pass it, not only will we be implementing this budget, we'll implement it responsibly. We'll implement it with a lot of transparency and accountability. We'll ensure that the greatest good is for the greatest number. We'll ensure that it impacts your life without necessarily knowing us. We'll ensure that it reaches almost every ward that we have in Lagos State, and that will bring about ensuring that quality of life will be better, that the opportunity that you have asked for, the real dividends of democracy, you can feel it, and at the end of that year, not only will you see the greater Lagos narrative beginning to come to fruition, but that your lives will have been improved with all of the interventions that we'll be doing. And so I want to thank you. This is your New Year present. As said by the speaker, there is no better present for Lagosians than this. And I'm hopeful that 2020 will be very prosperous year for all of us Lagosians. And to also say that we just finished a security meeting which further confirms that Lagos is working, and that to assure all our citizens that 2020 not only will be a strong economic year for us, it will also be very peaceful and a very forward-looking and a very engaging year for all of us. So I want to thank all of you for being part of this. I want to say that we're all writing our names, in the sand of time. And I believe that once we can begin to implement, a very thorough budget like this, we're truly, really helping our children and our children's children to have a better future and have a greater Lagos that we all crave for. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
And I think I should just stop talking.
Other members, for the purpose of it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't blow them. We can take it out.